YOLO, my fellow human beings, and welcome to episode 46 of The Best Plus Life. I'm your best host, Kristen. Sorry, I hit my microphone. And today's topic is New Year, New Challenges, Stronger Ambition. Before we get started, I want to thank you all for watching. Please continue to watch, comment, share, like, subscribe, ring the bell, and please pass them on to anyone you think that they could help. With that being said, we're going to go over the title a little bit because normally right here I go over the challenges and the positive word of the day. And I thought, hey, we started a new year. We should start some new challenges. And one of those challenges pertains to the positive word of the day. So I thought I'd incorporate those two things together. Then I can touch base. We're going to continue. The stronger ambition part is continuing with the recipe and all that wonderful stuff that you can't see me doing really, but motivates me. And that's kind of what this year is all about, is getting motivated and all that good fun stuff. So I thought one of the ways to do that was we have a positive word of the day every week. So I thought, what would be more important than having a positive word of the day every day, and then when we got done, we could potentially put together a positive word of the day calendar. What do you think? Anyway, so I got another one of my fabulous little mason jars, and I started with last week's, which was redirection. This is going to help me remember the positive words of the day too, so I don't keep using them over and over again. And what I did was I wrote it in pencil for one thing, because I don't know, that's my favorite medium for some reason. And then I wrote the date on there as well, because what I'm hoping is going to happen is that when I put these all together in date order, they'll make some sort of logical, beautiful fortune cookie type, I don't know, mantra or something. All right. So anyway, so I picked the positive word of the day to be ambition. And when I looked it up, it said desire and determination to achieve success. So that is what this recipe, I am determined to have success with this recipe. So therefore, I wrote it on a piece of paper. Today's date. We're going to fold that bad boy up. We're going to put it in our little mason jar there. Ta-da! So that is our first new challenge. And I'm calling it, I'm always backwards on these things. I'm calling it the Positivity Bank. Last year we had our workout savings account. This year we're having our Positivity Bank. I liked it. I liked the banking. I don't know where I was going with that. Anyway. And then I have two other ones that I'm going to talk about with you, because there are things that I did in the last year or so that I found to be not only exciting, but kept me from driving myself completely insane or driving you guys completely insane. So the next one I'm calling the movement. And what I mean by that is everybody's got a movement, a mantra, a type of way to make their lives hopefully seem a little bit easier. So our little move is movement, whatever that form may take: walking, running, biking, hopping, skipping, jumping jacks, pogo sticking. I'm saying, a manual transport movement, not riding in a car or, but getting up and moving is part of the movement. I don't know. It just helped me, excuse me, especially during this past couple years. Excuse me. I have a tickle. This past couple years, to just say to myself, get up and move. And that has always been what I've said to my daughter too, because I can go find her sitting up on her bed And I'll go, when was the last time you got up? When was the last time you moved around? When was the last time you stretched or tried to reach for your toes? So the movement is to think about ways to make it harder for you to just sit around. And some of the things that I attribute to my movement and might seem a little silly to you, but it's, and a lot of people do it, so maybe it's not silly, but parking the furthest away, if you do have to drive somewhere, parking the furthest away from the actual thing, but still being in the vicinity, of course, and walking to and fro, or if it's a mall or something, making sure, even if you're not going to every store, maybe walking around the whole mall, especially if the weather's bad. Window shopping is always kind of fun, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so the movement is doing something to get you off your butt. And even if you're off your butt, getting something stretched out. Last year we had evaluate and stretch. This year we want to get some more oomph going. We want to motivate ourselves to achieve the next level. And then last but not least, certainly not least in this past couple of years, this has been something of a love-hate relationship. And I'm sure a lot of people feel this way about alone time. And some people love it. And depending on what you consider alone time, I mean alone. I mean nobody. You say empty nest, but if your significant other is around or with you, you might feel alone, but you are not truly alone. And what I mean by that is you can be alone in the same room with someone if you know what you're doing. And what I mean by that is I have given up television pretty much. I found it annoying. Even the volume on the TV is annoying to me because commercials and music are louder and the voices are softer. And I'm constantly telling my husband, turn it up, turn it down, turn it up, because my hearing is so freaking sensitive that I can't even handle the differentiations between the different programs and even the different channels sometimes. All right, so those are our new challenges. Some of them seem a little scary, but the Positivity Bank is there to hopefully help you feel a little bit better about the way you're headed. All right. So then I want to give you a couple updates on my children. My daughter, darn cord, I got to figure out a way to lasso this like they do on the TV shows and such. Anyway, my daughter has changed her major. I'm very excited. I can hardly, I posted it yesterday. If you guys follow me on Facebook, my name is Kristin, Kristin, Haas, Hass. And if you follow me on Instagram, it's The Best Blessed Life. So I posted yesterday, she has switched her major from music therapy to music education. I'm so excited. She wants to be a band teacher. I am so over the moon by this because she is such the sweetest, kindest soul that just wants everybody to learn as much as she learns. And she's going to be able to share all that fun musical knowledge on a daily basis. So I'm very excited. And then the other kind of exciting news is Jordan is still doing his gigs and things. He's working on the puppet show now. Then he's working with his professor from DU. And he's also interviewed for a full-time job. So fingers crossed. Not the museum. That wasn't a full-time job anyway, but I think the museum has just kind of, I don't know. Obviously, it went away for a reason, so we're not going to be too upset about it. All right. It was a fun idea, but maybe it was just not something Jordan should have been doing. So, all right. So the stronger ambition is about conquering this recipe if it's the last thing I do. Okay. So after having tested cooking them from different stages and trying to minimize the amount of cook time to get them to the consumer faster, I do believe that we might even have to go smaller than originally thought. But I won't know for sure if I even, if I want to even continue with this same medium because the texture is just, I don't want to say it's disturbingly off, but it just tastes like you're eating mashed potato balls. So I think in order to give myself some more structure, because I did not use all-purpose flour, I used coconut flour, I thought I would add a couple of the things that I said I was going to add last week. This time, though, I am continuing from the portion where we added all the original things we added from last time, and then we're going to add Greek yogurt, and I'm also going to add some salt. Because what I found was, and this is where we might differentiate the recipe even further, is that I don't mind the potato so much as maybe the sweet potato is just a little too much. So we're starting from that point. The vanilla I liked, but I think the plain portion of it is going to be more versatile. But I won't know until I'm able to stabilize the texture a little bit, or take it away from the potato aspect of it. So where we started from last week is I cooked them after I left and tasted them. Taste-wise, I couldn't believe how sweet it actually got, even though I didn't really add that much sugar. And then the other thing I noticed was that it lacked salt, which I was surprised it needed. And then maybe the vanilla might not be such a big issue. So I'm going to I kept the vanilla in, and I'm just going to add the Greek yogurt. And I'm going to measure because maybe I'm going to measure. There she goes. So I can keep track of, I'm going to start with a half cup of Greek yogurt. Other than that, the flavor profile was not bad at all. I didn't mind it. This, in fact, might make it seem like we have to incorporate a little bit more liquid. So we'll have to see what happens from here. So I started with a half cup. And remember, we did 2 kind of big potatoes, and it was, for every pound of potato, it was a 3/4 cup of sugar. And I used, I'm not going to tell you what I used for the sugar. That to this minute is going to stay a bit of a secret until I figure out if that is even going to work. And then water, which I kept the same for now, because if I don't or can't stabilize the flavor, or the texture, I don't want to, I don't know where I was going with that, to be honest. All right. So pluses and minuses again. Am I defeated? No. If that were the case, I would have been defeated a long time ago. I mean, a long time ago. But yeah, so exciting things are happening all around. Kirk got a raise and a bonus. Woohoo! Yeah, baby. So that's exciting. And I'm just plugging along here. I'm going to get this accomplished. That being said, ambition is such a good word. Or being, oh my gosh. I got another good whiff. I really like what happened just now. But again, I'm trying to decide how much salt to add since it was already pre-mixed. I got to make sure it doesn't... And then the other thing I noticed is that I could scoop them with the ice cream scooper, which will be fine. But I think I'm still going to have to roll them because there's too many. What happens the way I cook them? There's too many like little burnt, crispy bits on the edges where it wasn't flattened out or rolled out, if you will. So yeah, that's where we are. I do love the vanilla in there though. So I'm wondering if I'm going to try to figure out a way to... I'm going to try a half teaspoon of salt to distribute it. Maybe a quarter. Let's see how that works. Let me get that stirred up real quick. Now, I told you I was going to freeze some and refrigerate some and then leave some out and cook them from... I did not do that because I was so thrown off by the texture that I just didn't want to continue cooking them. Okay. It's surprising what difference it changed in the smell by adding the salt. Okay, so now we're going to go back to sizes because I feel like I'm going to do a little pinch. The sizes I would like to be able to offer a little bit different sizes. So what I think I'm going to do, and I keep forgetting to grab those little boogers. God, fingernail. What I'm going to do is do the 3 different sizes. I have a melon baller that hopefully I can make sizes with. And then I'm going to roll them and put them on what? What do I want to put them on? I keep stepping on my cord. Grr. All right. So that is where we are. It's year 2, episode 2. Like I told you last week, I think I'm going to just keep continuing to count upward because in the title it's just easier to say. But I will always keep track of the other part of it. All right, so got 3 different size scoopers here. This is a melon baller. Hopefully it'll work as a scooper because I really just need it to... I need just a measurement. And then I'm gonna roll them. I'm not sure that I want them ball shaped even, to be honest. But I do want to be able to... Already I'm noticing a difference in the overall texture. And I'm going to try some different shapes too once I get going on this little... I don't know. Again, I worry about the sweet potato maybe being a little too fibrous. They do smell really good. Okay, so ball form. And then we're also going to try like, yeah, very fibrous. I don't know if that was going to come out. Come out. You're a little stinker. There we go. It heard me. Okay. And then we're going to try a little bit more of a... Now, obviously, I'm not going to make something this small and this flat, but I just want to see what it takes in order to cook it for a certain period of time. And if the thinner consistency or texture, what do I want to say? The thinner width will work in our favor. Because if that's the case, we could make them bigger, right? Make them bigger. And do different stuff with them. We'll see. We shall see. Now, I think I want to make this bigger one a little wider. Flatter, whatever. Okay. Okay. So there's where we are. I'm trying to decide as far as what this is going to tell me. Because I'm calculating a few things in my head and I'm realizing that I am getting some definite information on how to cook them. The big problem I'm having is how long they're taking. And that could have been part of the problem as well. The texture might have been from them not being completely done. And in the time frame that I'm trying to get them done in could be a factor in how they get cooked or how long they get cooked or the shape that they get cooked in. All right, so far so good. I think that makes sense. I'm trying to debate whether or not I would add another half a cup of yogurt. At this moment in time, I don't think I would. But I do want to do 2 of each shape. Because again, I'm going to go back to the theory of frozen versus refrigerated. My only theory behind keeping them frozen, and it's not that I would cook them from frozen, okay? The theory behind the frozen concept is because whoever worked the night before could take out the batch for the next day without it being a big deal. And they would be... Or maybe they could move them from the freezer to the refrigerator the next day. I don't know. That concept would still have to be something that gets worked out. I like the idea of rolling them better than just leaving them in the scoop form because at least then the shapes are more, consistent. They don't have a flat side for sure, which was part of the problem. I'm not going to lie. The cooking of them, the way that I cook them, part of the issue was that they had a flat side when you scoop them because you scoop them alongside of the bowl, right? And then you just plop them out like you would do a cookie or a scoop of ice cream. You don't care if that has a flat side. But I think it was changing the way they cooked because you couldn't really flip them over. I don't know that flipping over is the concept I want to have. I don't know that I want to have to check them is the other thing. So the thought of just leaving them go for the amount of time that they need to cook and then just taking them out is a great thought. But if we cook them flat, we will have to flip them over. Now, the other thing I find that I'm not really sure, I don't mind the color. I mind the fibrousness. And I hear there's a white sweet potato. I have not seen it. I don't know that would be that helpful. Because it's not so much the color as how sweet the sweet potato is. And unless the white one is less sweet. Although I wouldn't mind adding less sugar to them. And then I'm also thinking there might need to be an oil component of some sort. Butter, margarine, coconut oil, something of that nature. I've already gone the dairy route, so hopefully that doesn't eliminate too many people. I know people have lactose intolerances, but straight on allergy to dairy, I would have to do some research because I wouldn't want to eliminate that big a group of people. Okay. All right, guys. So that is where we're at. I don't know if that helps us any. Let me wash my hands real quick. If I don't kill myself walking over here. So next week I'll touch base with you about where we're at in this whole process. I'm going to hopefully remember to do a positive word of the day every day, so that at the when we meet again in a week, I'll be able to go over with you all those words that happened in between. I'm very excited about this calendar concept. I hope y'all are too. I know there are positive word of the day calendars out there. I get it. But it doesn't hurt to have one of your very own, right? So, yeah, all you have to do is go through any calendar you want and write down your positive word and what it means. Okay, so I like where we're headed. I like the new process. If this comes to fruition, so to speak, it isn't hard to make, which I really, really like. And it wouldn't be hard to make for people who are just learning how to cook either. So, I don't know why that's a factor, but when you're coming to hire employees, you want the process to be as quick and painless as possible. You don't want them to hate what they're doing. Okay, so from here, they're going into their respective holes, so to speak. Come on. Darn plates. Okay, so we're going to do a frozen. And, you know, the texture of the frozen potato could potentially be changed because, I mean, it has been cooked, but it still might be a factor when it thaws out. So that's my only other concern, because potatoes are can absorb a lot of stuff. I mean, think about when, I don't know, excuse me. When you make a baked potato and you add butter, think about how much butter it takes for that potato to really be buttery. Okay, I think that's it for this week, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I really enjoy sharing this whole process with you. I think we're getting places, even if it doesn't feel like it. I want you to know that there's a lot going on behind the scenes that you don't get to see. So progress there is always happening. Is it getting easier? No. Is it getting more understandable? Maybe. I don't know. With everything I learn about the different flowers and things out there in the world, I don't know if it's making it more complicated, but I'm definitely getting an education, which is part of the reason why I started this channel, was because I love to learn. So I figure why not share my learning? Share my learning with the YouTube community at large, because I mean, we all have that desire to have a better understanding of things. At least I hope we do. And if I can do it hands-on as opposed to reading it from a book, I'm always going to find that more interesting, more I absorb more that way. And with that, I just love sharing that with you guys. All right, I'm done now for today. But I will be back next week, I hope. Keep your fingers crossed. And with that being said, I just want to thank you all for watching. Please continue to watch, comment, share, like, subscribe, ring the bell. Please pass them on to anyone you think that they can help. I know I said that already, but I like to do it again. And with that being said, have a good day. Go do great things. Be your best self. And please live your best blessed life. Thanks for watching. Bye.